When it matters, it seems that Lions Creed step up for the revenge. They don't allow Nord to take flight. I know, Duckling. We've been bullying you non-stop, so I'll give you 10 seconds of happiness. Hit me.
I got a prediction right, man. I can't believe it. I'm chuffed to bits. They came back as well. It looked bad. It looked cursed. I'm now back to minus 14. I'm no longer minus 17. Screw you guys. Just 5-10 more predictions to go, and I'll be back to 0 points, right?
To 0 points. That is
Yeah, back to the even
situation to be in. I'll be able to be neutral in a few weeks. So, with this in mind, we'll have to look into this game because everybody was looking into Nord. All of a sudden, Lions Creed step up. But we should talk about the early game. Top lane was in favor of Nord. Everything was going in favor of Nord, no?
Fuck, you're muted, man. Come on.
Sorry, I'm muted all the
Do
time.
I have to do the hand signals?
It's because Jake isn't the only one getting over something, so I have to like mute just in case I'm like hacking up my guts on mic or something, which is a bit unpleasant. Apologies. Yes, so early game. I would say Nord honestly were disgusting. Did a really good job. I think Ruddy looked not Ruddy, Lions Creed. I'm so used to saying this about Ruddy that I'm just repeating it again. Looked quite disjointed, actually. Lions Creed didn't really look like they had much of a game plan. They made some kind of silly errors. And to your point, Archer, on like top side was all about Nile. And the thing is, like, when draft is when you've got red side or Nord and you get counter pick, you got last pick, and Nile gets the counter pick. Yeah, obviously you're going to get a favorable matchup. And Aragon hit on it a lot in the game itself. That Fiora with the riposte can be really good into Jax, but Jax can detonate, so to speak, reactivate his E whenever he wants, right? So you have to essentially just predict it. And it's really hard to do that. And they both do similar things outside of that, whatever skill matchup. And in a skill matchup against Nile, well, that's a tough situation to be in. But once that Baron fight came around and they were like Lions Creed's team fighting itself, they got out of the lane phase. I was really impressed by that. And it was a huge reason why they won.
Exactly, and the top lane match is such an important one, and let's use this opportunity to talk with the one who was playing with the Fiora. Banderas, I hope you're ready for us. Welcome back to the show. On a good note right now, you just got a W versus Nord, but let's talk about the lane itself. Fiora versus Jax. How are you feeling on this Valentine's?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun matchup, right? It's a skill matchup. But it's not a skill match if we're not able to match the numbers, you know? So, like, we had some unlucky early game in the bot skirmish, right? And it gave Blitzcrank a roam. And I don't know if you saw, but, like, I was stacking a huge wave, and I really needed this wave crashed. And then Blitzcrank comes up, and Zinzao comes up, and we end up dying, you know? Me and Jan were not able to get the wave in. We probably should have just given that up in hindsight, you know? But we tried to fight it out, tried to outskill it. But yeah, I mean, end of the day, like, it's just a byproduct of a little bit of not the best like draft we could have made, and also like just a byproduct of like us misplaying bot, right? And then we misplay top, and then it snowballs, and our early game just looks horrible, you know. But regardless, it was still fun to play, you know.
I love that one. Early game for Lions Creed. It seems like you guys are not hitting the nail on that one so far.
Well, imagine when we do, and we still win these games, and imagine when we hit the nail in an early game.
So when we look into the bigger perspective, like the bigger picture, it seems like it was a rough start for Lions Creed. And then you get to the second half of the split. You get Nord yet again, which is a team that is looking for the top of the standings. What can we expect? Because every caster is like, I want to vote for Lions Creed, but I don't want to be Duckling.
Yeah, I mean, you can count your bets safe with us from the future. I think today was, I mean, I don't know, it went really unlucky for us, but I think you'll see a better showing in the next weeks for sure. But even then, we're still able to pick the win, you know, or get the win.
I'm gonna do it, and if it bites me, I'll chase you down, man.
Yeah,
I need my points. I need my points.
You can blame me. Everyone can blame me if it goes wrong. I don't mind.
So how is it looking with the team? How are you feeling with the synergy between the teams so far? Half of the split, you already got a long way with the team. You're looking into playoffs already. How are you feeling so far?
The atmosphere is good. I think we've been progressing pretty good naturally. I think it's just been some issues coming up here and there. I mean, I think it's good when we get tested like this because I mean we're gonna be playing together for a while, right? And like we're going to EMEA and we're gonna perform there, right? So we need to I mean get through all the issues now and then come to EMEA as prepared as possible so we can represent NLC good, you know.
That was a good statement. You didn't even flinch. It's like it's in your blood. We're going to VMA. We're going to represent NLC. Like it's the normal thing.
Yeah.
So tell me something. Last question. Playing with Kasing. He can be one of the most atrocious, annoying person in the world, but it's amazing to be around him, isn't it?
I don't. Maybe that's a you issue because I've never had those issues with Kasing. Like, he's
No,
just,
I'm kidding. He's just the most lovable person on earth, right?
The perfect teammates. I love
It
Kasing.
is. So
I mean,
every single time you get to play with Kasing, you're like, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm honestly happy playing with all my teammates. You know, like me and Jan, we have won NLC before, right? We went to EMEA. Like we were like one game away from top 8, and then going from there. You know. Arguably now, I think our roster is stronger than back then, and I mean, both me and him have improved as players as well, right? So I think when we get our shit together as a team, then we will perform. We will go top 8 in EMEA as well, I'm pretty sure, and yeah, we'll go from there. But of course, there's a long road ahead, and I'm not going to be like too egoistic. I'm just confident that if we keep working like we do, then we will make it.
Let's see if it happens, Banderas. Thank you so much, and best of luck. I'm going to
you.
put my points. I'm looking at you. Please save me. Have a lovely day.
Please do. See you, Akram. I don't know what you're complaining about, Akram. You have so many points. You don't. Look, you're almost crying here, dude. I'm minus 14. I will be sticking my points on Lions Creed though, and if it doesn't go right, I will be personally writing an email to Banderas. But I mean, Lions Creed. This is the problem with them, right? This game, despite looking a week early, they look really good for the rest of the game. You can see why this is a super team. You can see all the players coming together, it working. But we have to remember, for 50% of the split, it just hasn't been this. It's been this muddled approach to the game where someone makes some horrendous mistake. They don't play up to the level we know they can individually. And hopefully Banderas is right. This is the turning point because we all know this team can represent us well at EMEA Masters if they play at their best. So I'm not only thinking for the strength of our region, I'm thinking at the strength of our region out in the rest of Europe as well, right? It's always fun to have good games at home, but I don't want to be embarrassed as soon as we go out and play with the big boys. And Lions Creed, on paper, is a team that should be able to compete with them.
But there's another team that is looking for that spot, which is Nord right now. So I'm going to jump into Merbs as fast as possible. We're going to make a quick one because we have the game coming up right next. Merbs, welcome to the interview. Pleasure to see you yet again. It was a perfect start for you guys, but where did it clash? Was it on the Baron pit?
Yeah, kinda. Roshan had a freeze lag in mid-fight. That's why the pass as well. I think it could have been looking a bit different, but I think, generally we just played the fight pad and the setup. We got a bit eager with the Fiora pick and, dropped the ball.
2 times you get to face Lions Creed and they take the W. How does that make you feel looking for playoffs? Because if you get to playoffs, you might get the revenge.
I mean, I think for sure we get playoffs. And I'm always happy to face the super team or the supposed super team. It's always exciting.
Okay, let's see what happens. I'm sorry for cutting this one short, but the other game is about to start. It's always a pleasure to talk with you, Merbs. I hope you get to do this more often. Who knows what happens. Best of luck. I put my points on you. I'm just saying.
Yep. See you.
You just said you're putting all your points on Lions Creed, mate. You can't just go into every interview and be like, I'll put my points on you.
I put my points on Nord and I got destroyed. But now I'm going to put on Lions Creed.
But
okay.
We have the next game coming up. I want to turn our attention to it because this is the 5-man Danish roster Verton going up against Natives. I can obviously talk in length about both of these teams, but let me start off with Verton. Foxtrip, you can do the honors of talking about Natives. Verton have been a bit inconsistent so far, but they are 5 players who, when they play together, they seem to be on the same page mostly. I'm mostly satisfied with their performance. I did predict them to finish first in the regular season. That is very much still alive. I can see. I don't have much more time to talk. Foxtrap, go ahead and do what you want to say about Natives.
By the way, Foxtrap, do you know Duckling is Danish?
Is he?
Did you know that?
Wow,
It is
I
a
didn't
fun
know that.
fact.
Did
I
you
very
know?
rarely tell that to people though.
Wow. Yeah. It's a well kept secret on the broadcast. I mean, I what can I say? Yeah.
I was thinking
five
about
Danes,
making a go
more
bold or go
than-
broke and saying I believe Duckling is Danish.
I mean, you
It's a
only get
bold
like 1 point for that.
statement.
That's the easiest prediction ever, man.
I'm the host. I hold the stick on the light. I decide what happens.
Oh, why did your hand just turn into God? Like, what was that? I wanted to.
I don't know. I have too many power as a host, man. Let's look into the Champions Elect right now.
Love
I
that.
have so many
Nice.
things on this desk. You have no idea. Too many things. I don't know what.
What do you use that for?
No, we'll
regardless
move on
of-
from that one.
Let's
Ducky.
take it back to the
Let's.
draft. Divide does get banned away from Yankee, which I think is a smart ban. Obviously, taking the Varys away. I like the Karma ban from Vert as well. Karma is too strong in the meta. Honestly, decent first pick. I think Nulu has been exceptional on the Asir in particular. That's why he looks the strongest. Verdant instantly just takes that away with the Corgi. Boring matchup in the mid lane. Will be fun later. Why do you have one as well? What is wrong with you guys? Now though, onto the Verdant pick.
You fox. I love you.
Yulbo is locking in the Maokai, which obviously could go into the hands of PlayStation, keeping a bit of flex pick alive. I think this is likely going into the hand of PlayStation. I think Yulbo this split has had most success on the carry-oriented junglers that can do something themselves as well. Now though, back to the draft of natives, locking in their AD carry, taking that Aphelios. I'm confused why we're seeing Aphelios rise so much in the
Aphelios.
party of meta all of
Especially
a
on
sudden,
NLC.
but it does intrigue me.
Yeah, it's Aphelios day today. It's Aphelios with Milio again, which was the same duo that we saw for Lions Creed run with last time, and it worked really well. Ginger didn't die once. He got to that point where he was very strong, and did Aphelios things. So we'll see if natives can replicate that success in this one. It's the Pike. It's the Pike
I
being
love this
slapped
one.
down here from
Oh.
PlayStation.
Nah, that's actually
Yeah.
crazy. That is crazy. See,
I
this
like
is
it.
This is going back to the more traditional Danish style of League of Legends we had in our own Danish league called just do whatever you want. Go for the bold plays, go bold or go broke. I think that's something that we had as a characteristic for a couple of years where clean original League of Legends didn't really exist. It was more about just going in, and PlayStation, obviously his name originates from playing Thresh, but he is very good generally at these hook champs, so I do like the pickup for him as well. I have no doubt he's able to, at the very least, have a decent performance, and if he snowboards that bot lane, it will be very exciting to watch. But moving back to the bans, I do like the idea from Natives to trim that ADC pool and remove the best AD carries that work with those with the Pike.
The question is, though, Duckling, what would you pair with the Pike? Because you want something more aggressive, but I also think you want something a bit self-sufficient so that Pike can leave lane and roam, which is something that he does really well.
I
This
know
might
you
be
can bring in the Caitlyn because she's kind of Danish, so Caitlyn can, What do you
How
tell
is she
me that?
Caitlyn's-
No, I'm just
How's
messing
he-
with
because
you. I'm messing with you.
I think,
Tell me.
and this might seem a bit weird because she often gets played in the mid lane at the moment, but I'd take the Tristana, honestly. You have the self-sufficiency.
okay.
The champion is strong with these all-ins as well. It would be very high risk, high reward. The Draven could have also been a decent option. The thing is about Draven, though, while you might be good at these early fights, being left alone is a big, big worry for him. I think
Yeah.
if you're gonna go for something more traditional, the Ethereal offers somewhat that. I think the Lucian's an option as well, but I really don't like it. I don't think you have enough support to be the carry you need to be on the Lucian. So honestly, I think Gubi, he's probably cooked something up. The man has a very wide champion pool. The misfortune is not what I did expect originally, but I can see it with the CC, especially if Yulbo rotates down as well, getting that lock with a W on. You have time to burst either the Milio or the Aphelios. So interesting, but I see the point.
I like it. I can get behind a misfortune. I think it was Valentine's Day after all. I think it's a good choice. It's a lot of damage in lane, a lot of aggression. If you land a hook, then you do Pike's combo after level 6, and it's basically a guaranteed death. This is something though which I think is a really good answer from Natives and Jakey. This Xin ultimate completely ruins Misfortune ulti. Like, it's just like a big windfall in that sense, sort of, for him. It's just such a good champion into the Misfortune, and on top of that as well, Misfortune doesn't really self-pill all that good. So champions that like to dive in and go crazy are very good, and we've rounded out this draft for natives with a Zin and an Aatrox. So yeah, a lot of squishy kind of physical damage coming through here from Verdant. Not too much on the tanky side of natives to just stack the armor. Of course, you got, Corki's like basically a caster anyway, magic damage champion, but yeah, I think it's definitely interesting. I like the explosiveness, the potential explosiveness from the bot lanes here.
Both
Doxy as
teams
well.
4-2. Nord just lost, which means whoever comes on top of this one, for the first time, will get the isolated first place. Finally.
I mean, you don't
Tell
get
me,
to keep
Declan,
those
just tell me,
first
tell me,
places
tell me.
first. But I'm really looking at Doxy here. Counter picking that Jace up against the Aatrox will be
Yeah.
really, really interesting. I think it can work, but it is a statement for Doxy to make and not just take something like a traditional counter. But he is someone who has had a lot of success in the 1v1s. He has also qualified for a couple of LAN finals in Red Bull Solo Queue over here in Denmark. And I have no doubt this man can play the 1v1 and the laning phase very well, and he will need to do that here. I would like to see him get some help from Yulbo early on, though, just to get that lead. I think just one kill would be enough for him to really take over the game and snowball. So, for me, if Yulbo could path up towards that, that's an option. Or he could look to try and put the bot lane ahead. So, Yulbo, he has a big choice to make here. Play for bot or play for top early on. That will decide a lot about how this game goes in my eyes.
Let's see what happens. I want to talk with the Costas for a little bit, moving aside from the desk. So only me and the Costas, Iprain, and then I go. Now, I know we're not in studio, but you do in Denmark. This is what I want to do with him.
Same.
Honestly,
every time.
every time. I think there's not a single person on this talent lineup who doesn't want to do that. Bye bye, Archer.
Goodbye.
I love that boy. Yeah, this game's relatively interesting, Aragon. I think, the draft looked like it was going to be quite boring from native side. Aatrox definitely did shake that up somewhat. What are your expectations going into this game?
Yeah, I don't think Aatrox shook it up. From the side of natives, we are very disappointed with the standard front-to-back scaling, do nothing, and isolated scaling topside. Yes, it might be a bit more exciting than Cassante, but at least with Cassante, you get a bunch of kill threat at 6, with the ultimate and the fun wallbangs. But, still, I think at the very least, we get a lot of fun from Verdant, right? You have a lot of potential. Generally, when you play Pyke, it's on you to find leads in the early game. You have good matchup into enchanters, and you have to find leads in lane and also spread it around the game, because you are not really a champion as the game goes on. I think they've drafted extremely well because they have win cons early, mid, and late game, because they outrange late game with Corki poke as well as Jace poke and Maokai saplings into Azir Aphelios. That's what I'm looking at really, because these champions, they don't like being outranged because they want to be able to auto attack, and if they're just being blasted by skill shots, they can't find the uptime to hit. So I really like what Verdant have done. I'm excited to see how they pull it off.
Yeah, I think Verdant have drafted themselves a really, really fun comp as well. I mean,
Yep.
obviously, Foxy hit on it. The Xin Zhao, pretty great into things like MF, can kind of just eat that ult and not really care about it because of your ultimate. But when you got the Pyke and the MF, that could be a potentially very scary bot lane. I mean, MF early has a lot of poke. We'll have to find out. Anyway, we're getting ready to go into this game number 3, so let's take it away. Here we are, game number 3 kicking off. A little bit more. It's interesting that we've had the Emilio spot lane show up 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
A lot of teams putting a lot of priority on this lane.
Yeah, I mean, pinched, there was a lot of AD carries pinched, right? I think you had Varus, Senna, and what was the other one? Callista pinched as well. So champions like Zarya Rakan, Aphelios, they just naturally rise in priority. Same with Lucian. And this is what we ended up with. I really like the adaptations, though. Aphelios, Milio, actually a classic combo, which... Aphelios is naturally quite a short-range AD carry. So when you give him range, there's a reason normally he's short-range. It's because he does so much damage in short-range combat, right? So when you give him range, he really likes that. Still, really good adaptations across the board. I think Verdant have a lot of really strong lanes, and I'm really excited to see exactly what Doxy does with R5 counterpick, with the Jace into the Aatrox with a strong matchup, as well as how PlayStation plays the map.
I was saying, Doxy, get a little bit of poke off on the Smurfy just to start it off. Nothing too exciting. Ate a Q at the beginning, so wanted to fire back, wanted to get his own little trade off for himself off the back of that one. But yeah, I expect, honestly, this is probably going to be quite a slow start to this game. I don't really expect to see too much action unless an opportunity for PlayStation to find something either mid or even bot does present itself. But I feel like that's going to be more of natives making positional mistakes to be getting caught out there, rather than PlayStation just getting himself 3 kills, so to speak.
I really want to see PlayStation be unlocked to be able to roam middle top as well. I think there's potential angles in every single lane. So what I want then is Jilbu to go down to bot side and push in waves with him, and it'll give him some free resets. You know, if they crash third wave here, get a cheater, and then PlayStation gets the crash. You can see the wave is actually not under tower, so it's not getting thinned out yet. This is actually a pretty clean crash on the side of Verdant, so really excited to see what he does with the tempo here. I think pings are coming down to showcase that they want to roam after this. Eyes on PlayStation. You can see Jolbu is just full clearing. Trades haven't gone well enough to potentially set up a dive or anything, so the options aren't really there in the bot lane.
No, PlayStation just getting a little bit of a hook off onto Shirakatami, but we'll be able to heal back up thanks to that passive of the Aphelios. Not the Aphelios, the Pike. And both Jolbu and Yaki are matching each other on their rotation. It's interesting because I've seen some junglers actually go for old Froggy Boy before they go for blue, so you get the reset slightly quicker.
Yeah, so the reason for that,
not that.
So the reason for that is that you take the Gromp first, and then it respawns quicker. So it's more efficient, right? And you get the Gromp again and level it up faster and retake. Sometimes you do that as well when you're scared of getting invaded on the blue buff or the other thing, and then you take the Gromp first. Anyway, gank coming up for Yaki. That wall's going to do wonders as Doxy goes in, but he has Phase Rush. I think should be okay.
Yeah. He gets the flash out of Yaki there as well, and he's still got his own flash. Switches form. Yeah, that was really, really nicely played there by Doxy. He does have teleport, so not going to be the end of the world, as long as he doesn't get re-ganked here by Yaki, which I don't think is going to happen. Should be sitting quite pretty. And actually, Gooby right now, I don't know because of the way we've toggled vision. I don't know if he's alone or if... oh, nope, there they are. Thank you. Surprise. Two people potentially showing up bot lane here.
I think this gank is a little too difficult. I think this gank's a little too difficult. I thought he would flash, but
Are you sure about that? Oh.
Yeah. Kind of close. Kind of close. I thought it wouldn't be that easy, but they managed to make it work. I thought Rusty would flash a little bit sooner if he saw, but maybe he didn't spot out Maokai. Still, punishing on that wave bounce, knowing that Rusty Sniper and Shawikatami want to push forward and crash the wave. Really nice. Flash down. So that means it's going to be really hard for them to push out waves, and I want to see Jolbu on down bot side every single time they got to crash it. And you could see that Yaki was on his way to help secure the crash too, so no flash and chunked. Let's see what Gooby and PlayStation will do with it. But Doxy, struggling a little bit as well. Going to have to reset and TP back for probably Longsword's in the tier.
Poor old Doxy, though, getting heavily chunked out there underneath his tower, thanks to that gank from before. But at least he does still have his summoner spells, so should be sitting pretty as Yaki making an appearance here in the bot side. PlayStation just going for a quick dip, seeing if a hook opportunity presents itself or if a gank's going to come through. Not really going to be very easy to pull a gank off versus a Misfortune and a Pike. Got a lot of tools to kind of slow you down, CC you up, and make sure that gank is... not going to go in your favor, so yeah, I'm just going to back off that one.
Yeah, and you can see that lack of the flash on Rusty Sniper means that Yaki just has to hover down bot side every single time they want to crash a wave. And that lets Yolbu actually go over to these grubs because of the fact that Yaki had to stay bot side. So tempo advantage to Yolbu, cleared his camps already, whereas Yaki is still clearing them, and now that converts into three grubbies. And that's going to be really good for the side of the Corki and the Jace, because they naturally in these matchups, well, at least the Jace does, can free hit tower at some points when they're pushing. So, however, Yaki is on the way. I wonder if Yaki will smite one here.
They've got their support in the area, but he's actually decided not to rotate over, so it's just going to be a... Is that 1 or 2 they got there? I wasn't actually paying attention. I was looking at the minimap.
So,
well, according to our thing, it was 1 for 1. But yeah, no, they
there we go, 1 for 2.
There it is. Okay, so Verdant actually do come out on top off the back of that play. Does mean that the next 3 have to be secured by Verdant if they want to get the summons on the grubs. 5 is that magical number for anyone who is looking to contest those grubs. But Verdant now able to turn their attention towards this dragon.
Yeah, so Verdant really trying to accelerate the game, utilizing PlayStation's pressure naturally as you are with Pyke. Like I said, you have a bunch of early pressure. I wonder if they could potentially look for any dives onto Smurfy. I wonder if Doxy can keep Smurfy here long enough to the point where maybe a Pyke can come through a Maokai, but it looks like he's probably just going to reset Yaki. He could be getting baited into a Yaki gank, although Doxy seems to smell something fishy.
Yeah, he has that ward as well, so has seen Yaki coming in. Yaki's just going to have to help Smurfy shove this wave out and then get that reset off. He has still got teleport, so it's not the end of the world as Nulu does not want to be getting caught out here by PlayStation, so it's just going to head underneath his tower and catch the wave. Relatively chill early. Looks like a potential rotation was coming down towards the bot side, but Errol decided, nah, he wants to stay mid.
So something quite interesting happened topside. I think Doxy was kind of afraid there, and he popped his Elixir of Wrath from the triple tonic for that minute there, thinking he would get ganked, but didn't manage to use it, so he now still only has, I believe that's the, what's the name of that one? The one that gives gold, Avarice or something like this.
Yes,
regardless,
Avarice.
Nothing going to happen topside, nothing going to happen bot either, because of how well Rusty Sniper and just Shawi Katami are playing. They're not getting traded on, and they're not being hooked too badly. Rusty's also going to get his flash soon, so he's going to have that insurance. But Doxy, he needs some help here. Jobu needs to beeline topside, because he could get ganked here. He has also the phase rush.
Yeah, he has the flash and the phase rush. Neither necessary. It's going to be able to get back onto this wave. Get a chunk of damage out onto Smurfy. A lot of damage onto Smurfy. And Doxy, honestly, playing the pressure really well. As income
Smurfy has flash.
They are going to look for the lockdown. They're able to find it. Doxy gets himself the Q off. Smurfy flashes away, but there it is. First blood picked up for Doxy. Yaki, trying to make the grand escape, is able to flash away towards his mid laner. So Yaki gets away with his life. But Doxy, honestly, just devouring pressure. It did not affect him.
Yeah, surviving every single gank, managing to get away with this phase rush, paying off taking this rune into the matchup. I'm really glad they picked this counter pick. I'm surprised Smurfy didn't go for the Cassante. Maybe he just finds it more comfortable, or he was thinking how if he takes Aatrox, then the enemy has to go Cassante or something like this, and it's a favorable matchup. Regardless, well played from Doxy, escaping multiple ganks, absorbing a bunch of pressure like you said, and that's going to convert into a lead now. They could potentially use that single grub buff or double grub buff to potentially hit towers, and he's already winning out on that with one play taken.
Oh. He's starting to do quite a lot of damage here now that he's got the serrated in, so a little bit more damage as Rusty.
No flash.
To be careful if Flake can hit it. Nope, not going to happen. PlayStation, now he's the one under fire here. He's under a lot of fire. The heal comes out and everything. Gooby trying to find the slow, but Rusty Sniper gets the flash forward and secures himself the kill. Gooby not going to be under any real pressure right now. I say that and then loses half his HP. As Natives, beautiful play on the bot side there from Rusty. Able to hold everything until he absolutely could guarantee that kill.
Yeah, it felt like PlayStation was trying to punish the flash timer of Rusty when it was up in 10 seconds, right? Unfortunately, the hook misses, and then they just get run down by the Milio Aphelios duo and the Ghost. So really well played from the side of Natives. That's really not what you want to see from PlayStation. This champion, Pyke, it becomes incredibly useless. You start becoming a hook bot and like kind of a bait champion, where you just take a bit of damage, then consistently pressure, but still... Gonna go back bot side. I want to see him unlock more on the map bit, especially since you have winning top side and probably good trades. Potentially look for dives and play for this Rift Herald that's coming up, or the rest of the grubs, rather.
Well, it looks like Yaki going to get his hands onto these grubs. As long as he can deny one of them, that denies the summons. And there's actually no counterplay, so he's going to deny all four and give Natives the 4 grub starts. So no one's going to be getting the little void grublies summoning up in this game. But it's still going to be Natives who have the extra damage, which this buff will be able to give them. Yaki,
So
though,
this-
I will say, has put maybe a little bit too much attention into topside. I know, obviously, this time it's paying off, but I do worry that, like, as you can see, their bot lane currently under some pretty severe pressure here. I say that, and Jolbu losing a little bit of HP here to Rusty Sniper. But QB able to pick up a bunch of plates, crash the wave, and Rusty Sniper's the one who loses out for that.
Yeah, I mean, Rusty Sniper and Shawi Katami are actually playing incredibly well. They constantly have no flash, whether it got popped or they used it themselves. As I might have to hold that thought as PlayStation, he might find a E here.
Yeah,
They don't have damage.
Nulu is actually getting a lot of work done. Nile going low. In comes Scooby with the kill, and now Errol flashes in forwards. Nulu just trying to put some damage into these members. In comes Shirakatami to try and save the day. Jolbu advances forwards to just make sure the rest of his team can get away with it. And it's a 1-for-1 overall. Jungler for jungler, but reset timers wise, Yaki's going to be back up first.
Yeah, he's going to respawn. Dragon coming up soon, so that really matters. But still, doesn't look like he's going to go to Dragon immediately. He's going to beeline straight topside, potentially defend Smurfy here. I imagine Pike could also head straight top as well, but doesn't look like he wants to. He looks like he's going to open through mid and play for this Dragon and look for picks onto the flashless Rusty Sniper. But like we said, him and Shoei Kadami have been doing a really good job at avoiding pressure whilst they haven't had flash, backing off to even to tier 2 when they're getting dove. So just going to run down bot side, farm up a little bit, and potentially actually just not show to preserve the fact that he's off the map. Now, you can see Yaki beelining top side. I wonder if there'll be a gank here onto Doxy, but he does have the phase rush. He is though.
Yeah, I feel this is not the gank. I feel like they want to put their attention towards the Dragon, but they've kind of given up all pressure there. So ultimately, Yaki just going to get himself some farm. Like, there's not really much else he can get here. I guess you also have to kind of keep in mind as Errol has the package, so it's very hard to contest at this point.
Yeah, so I think, this is exactly what Verdun want, right? They are this early game team composition. They do have some scaling in the range they have, right, into the specific champions. But they definitely have more agency early. So securing these dragons is what they want, and to get to activate that soul wing condition. So gonna solo that out. I'm not sure what dragon that is, but I hope it's not another Cloud Soul. And I'm sure Verdun hope the same.
It is rough, actually, for Rusty right now, because he's down 2 levels to Gooby. Gooby is level 9 to his level 7. So pretty significant power deficit here between the pair of them. And Rusty Sniper hasn't got an item where that Ghost Blade is finished up alongside a second serrated dirt for Gooby. So Verdun, incredibly equipped at this point in this game. And Rusty Sniper, he's going to need, he's going to need a hot minute to kind of catch up.
Yeah, Pike with the Mobies. He's looking mid lane onto Nulu with this Azir, but he's so slippery and has that wall soon. Oh, he has that wall rather. That I don't think anything can happen. Now he's going to turn his head topside, potentially look for a gank or a dive here. Doxy is really chunked. He can shuffle over this wall.
Yeah, he's going for it. There it is. It doesn't even need to use the R. Beautiful execution there. Nulu, actually, I might have to hold that because Yaki has jumped in. PlayStation's bought some space for them. They get the Gravitum off. They get the ultimate coming out, though. That is disgusting. Around the back comes Jolbu. It is a total catastrophic failure here for them, as the damage coming in is absolutely enormous. Smurfy, though, does come back with Errol, and natives actually do turn what was a bad fight around.
Yeah, Smurfy with the TP advantage after getting a gank from Nulu. You can see how they transition their pressure from topside into a TP down bot. Now, it looks like Verdun didn't play around it, but still really well played from the side of natives. And specifically, I want to highlight Smurfy and his trades, which really set up that dive for Nulu easily, especially after Smurfy had been ganked a lot and been really struggling in the lane. So, Doxy not able to TP back because he was dead. He still does not have TP because he just has to use the lane. Maybe he can convert that into a tower, though.
Yeah, it's got 2 Grubbos, so it does do a little bit of bonus true damage to the tower, but Smurfy going to be able to come in and defend that one. But man, I feel real rough for Rusty Sniper right now. I mean, look at the items between Gooby and Rusty.
Yeah, don't look, don't look.
It's a goddamn murder, bro. It's real bad. It's going real bad for him. And this is why I have repeatedly said I really dislike Aphelios at the moment. I don't think the champion is fast enough for the game. I think the game moves too quick for Aphelios.
Yeah, that massive ultimate really got MFs a bunch of gold. That first strike plus futures market. Shoei Kadami, what are you doing over there?
No. Well, he is running for his life. That's what he's doing. But also, keep in mind, Gooby did get a bunch of gold from that ultimate, but that wasn't actually where most of that gold came from. He already had a serrated and a Ghost Blade.
Oh no, Rusty.
When he did that, Rusty, this is actually just
He has flash.
He does have flash. He's not going to use it because he's gone down. He's going to use it even though he's guaranteed to die there. Yaki, great little job to turn that one around. Gooby gets into the safety, can't quite connect the damage. Yaki almost finds enough to kill out Gooby, but it's not going to be enough. And this bot lane, they put too much attention into topside for natives, and it is really coming back around for them.
Yeah, couldn't flash away, was just rooted. I was wondering where the Severum ultimate from Rusty Sniper was, but it was the ultimate for Rusty Sniper was about 3 seconds away, so just really, really unfortunate timing, or really good timing from Verdun to punish. Still, no one to shadow Rusty, you could argue. that maybe he should have gone with some teammates. Still, really good play. Proactivity mid into bot from the side of Verdant. Now, what can they get off the back of this? Looks like some pressure mid and maybe a play onto Nulu.
Nulu has to burn the flash though. If that hook lands, nope, he's all right. Gonna be able to get away. Right now, honestly, if you look at the scoreboard at the top of the screen, I really don't think that really sells the way this game feels. It feels that the gold lead is bigger than it is. It feels like the pressure is bigger than it is. And yeah, they've only actually been able to take one tower so far. And I do think there is a shining light for the side of natives, and that is going to be their mid lane. And Nulu, multiple times this season, when he gets on this Azir, has been a complete monster. So definitely going to be keeping my eyes peeled for Nulu. But on the other side, I honestly, while everybody is kind of on fire, Doxy, I have to give mad props to Doxy, man. Like, this guy just ate up so much attention from the enemy team, and it did not phase him at all. Like, he was able to only get a kill in response as well. There's a Goopy worth a shutdown here. Could be looking rather tasty. Can't land the E, so they'll just take the tower.
Yeah. What are you going to get out the back of that, though? You get Errol a nice reset. He gets to push in down bot side, and he could probably pick up the package now. There's pings coming down. Is he going to pick up the Eclipse? He does have the Eclipse already, so really interesting to see how he gets on the map and how they play this dragon. Now, they could just go all 5 mid, as Nulu has to secure this bot lane wave. And I think Verdant should be able to get first move. Only 1 ward left for the side of Shawi Kadami, so maybe he'll take a reset. Or they'll just hold this line of scrimmage. So, at the end of the world, you can see Errol is just chilling there, waiting for that package.
Yeah, that is going to be a real problem. He's got teleport as well, and the package, just base move speed. Here he comes onto the map, and I don't know. Like, Rusty Sniper's got a Storm Surge, and that's it. The teleport's coming in. Everybody's coming down. They're going to have to make a miracle save. PlayStation lost half his HP.
Ooh, Doxy too.
Is pretty big. Doxy also losing half his HP. And Errol is waiting for the prime opportunity to drop that package down as Jolbu on the flank. Nulu also right now not there, not on the fight, as Smurfy just coming in on the flank to try and be a real menace on that backline. Errol gets engaged onto, has to use the package defensively. Smurfy eating up a lot of pressure, jumps away to safety with the flash, is going to be able to survive this one. And the package down, natives, I actually feel like they're the ones who are coming out on top. I say that, and then immediately they jump in. Absolutely enormous ult from Gooby, but it gets immediately cancelled, and now natives, they're the ones with the pressure, they're the ones with the power, as Errol trying to find some damage onto Shira Katami, not going to be able to get it. Dragon number 3 goes over the natives.
That was such a nice combo. I think PlayStation on the pike hooked the Aphelios into Gooby's ultimate on MF, and then just forced him to absolutely tank a 2.5 MF ult. So really nice, well played. I thought Smurfing might have been picked at the start, but through the healing he managed to survive, and that front to back, we're seeing it come to fruition. Right, so strong with the Milio plus frontline, including 2 carries like the Aphelios and Azir. So esteemed for their hyper carry potential. My only concern as this game goes on is that both of these champions really hate being outranged. And there ain't Corki Rockets, as well as Jace Perk and Maklai saplings, and an MF ult, right? So if the fights, it's not as clear-cut as they outscale. If the fights are played in a certain way and the poke manages to connect, I think this could be a hard game for Nulu to get uptime on this Azir, as well as Rusty Sniper, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. For now, though, I imagine this is where they're spiking, and this is where they're really strong before the poke becomes out control.
Yes, absolutely. Going to be very, very important to see how Verdant play in the kind of later stages once they have all that poke. But the scaling, like you said, going to be in favor of natives. Like in a strict 5v5 teamfight scenario, like Aphelios is always going to outscale something like an MF, especially when he's got the Enchanter behind him to kind of buff and empower him. You know, you got, obviously, Smurfy not being like a traditional tank, it's more like a drain tank on the Aphelios. No, the Aatrox, the word I'm looking for. Did a lot in that last fight, brought a lot of attention from the enemy team, and was able to survive an amazing amount of time, and even got away with it.
I think crucially, Errol had to burn his package defensively, because
yes, he did.
Yaki on the Zinzao prepped his Q3 on the Dragon, and then went on him, forcing him to package away, so... Let's see, maybe in future fights he'll find better packages, but you have to kind of sync it up with Maokai Ultimate, which is something they didn't do. I wanted Jolbu to open up with Maokai Ultimate maybe sooner. Maybe I'm misremembering, but yeah, just the synergy felt like it wasn't theirs. It's kind of a disaster on the map now. Natives are getting pushed in both sides, losing prio in the mid lane. They've got to catch the waves, and now I think the side of natives can just secure whatever they want. Really getting a bit chunked though.
Yeah, they did get the ult off, but I mean, they've got berries, they've got Melio. They did burn Rusty Sniper ult in response, so it's at least it was like a 1-for-1 on the old ultimate trade-off there.
I think Doxy needs a little bit of help here, though. They need to beeline topside because he can't defend 1 versus 3. He could just get dove. He's a squishy Jace. You see Yake sticking around. I would too. And you can see PlayStation as well heading straight topside. But look at that damage from the Azir. The Nash's Tooth doing so much work here. Oh, nice from Nulu. Letting the tower finish off the cannon minion. So that the Jace can't pick it up. They have a really fast Nash.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. I was like, you let Aphelios and Azir get on Baron, that thing is going real fast. Very, very quick Nash coming in from the side of natives, but obviously can be very risky. You are still playing into a team who have a lot of poke. You saw what Gooby was potentially capable of doing as well. You got Jolbu. There's lots of tools where Verdant, I feel they would actually really like natives just to start a Nash up.
I think I want to shout out Nulu's CS. This guy is farming up a storm. He's 245, way above everyone else, way above 10 CS a minute. Yeah, he's absolutely smurfing it right now, and because of that, like you see, every single camp just takes it all. Poor Jakey, honestly. But regardless, gonna transition into the bot side while Smurfette goes top, and potentially play for that tier 2, but down bot side. He is so strong right now. He is so strong right now, and I imagine they're looking for that death cap for the next dragon fight in a minute's time, so he's just taking everything.
Yeah, he's also level 15 at the moment, so he's one off getting that last point in his ultimate. He is going to absolutely
that is so fast.
Yeah, that is very fast. Observer, could you press X? I'm curious how much gold he's sitting on right now.
Yeah, it's actually important. I want to see if they can afford death cap before the dragon spawns. That'd be such an insane spike, whereas soldiers will just one-shot. Still, going to be very susceptible if he does get hooked or tank a MF ult. And that Maokai will help lock him down too. So eyes on the poke. Let's see how they navigate that for the side of natives.
I mean, Rusty Sniper just ate a Doxy Q empowered, and it didn't do that much, if I'm going to be real with you there, mate. Like, obviously the Melio did somewhat negate
we need
that.
the rockets as well, though.
Yes.
And maybe combined.
Yeah, it's more the sustained poke, isn't it? More than the big bursty poke.
So both teams posturing now. Gooby manages to sidestep with the move speed onto that when it becomes lightning. Oh, and the flash with the Q3.
Oh no, that is bad. Gooby's in danger. They're going to go for the shuffle back. Can't quite get it, as that's going to be the end of Gooby. Newly holding his life for as long as possible. Down goes Jolbu as well. But Rusty Sniper taken out by the package, and Errol actually doing all of the work necessary. Doxy in danger from Smurfy here. Smurfy still tanky, flashing forward, securing the kill. Triple kill given over to the Aatrox. Errol now caught inside the chains, is able to break them. And it is a 4-for-4 overall. Smurfy, honestly, smurfing the tail end of that fight as Errol just obliterated the health bars.
And that looked so scary because they managed to find the Q3 onto Gooby, I believe. And then, but the problem was Nulu tried to follow up with the shuffle. He's so fed. I don't even think he should potentially be going for it, but regardless, just whiffs slightly onto the Misfortune and gets stranded in no man's land, takes a full MF ult to the face. From there, the package comes through, and Rusty Sniper, I believe, gets one hit by a package into the ultimate, and then the carries are down, so yeah, it's all down to Smurfy, and like you said, I managed to find it. Dragon's up now, though, and no summoners for everyone. There's going to be a bloodbath. Errol's the only one with a flash.
Yeah, this could get real messy. Actually, it looks like natives are just going to go to Baron. Like,
they do it so fast.
They do it so fast. They're going to be seen doing it.
Right. Crucially, Maokai ult's up, so they can just send it if and on their way. They smell it. It's up.
Gooby doesn't have R. Gooby's doing Dragon, and he doesn't have R. It's half health already. Natives, are they going to commit is the real question. It looks like they're actually backing off. Teleport came in, and they're just going to have to give up the Dragon. PlayStation, not going to find a hook. Is going to get caught by the Wind Becomes Lightning there from Yaki.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Dragon number 3 secured over. Errol jumps away. They're actually going to throw down Jolbu's ultimate in the meanwhile. Yaki throws his ult out just to keep himself alive. As Nulu doing a lot of damage there off the back. And the major thing is now Errol finished the Malignance.
Yeah, I really like this draft on the side of Verdant. You're so strong early game, you have mid game, and you're good into the enemy comp late game as well because you're outrange. You can see the rockets absolutely piling on. Despite having such a strong scaling core, it's like they don't even scale as hard as they normally would. With that Maokai as well, they can just press R and then play for these turrets like a standard play. So I really like their options. The only problem now, I think, is PlayStation's going to have a hard time navigating the fight unless he can get a bunch of resets from other people. But still, how do side lanes look? This is going to be a scary Azir, I think. I don't think anyone can really match the Azir potentially unless a bunch of poke comes through or, you know, he face checks. Smurfy as well is winning the side, so natives should get the better of the sides. On top of that, with the side push, they can then threaten Nash, so looking for the right guns on Aphelios, maybe they'll go for that. They have them now.
Yeah, they have perfect Baron guns right now. They don't really have perfect Baron pressure, though, is the big problem.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky, because Maokai can always press R and also take back Vision with the sapling. So this Baron dance is going to be a little bit rough. Vision going to go back the way of natives. Still has full wards for Shoei Kitami, so he doesn't need to reset. And they could just keep staying mid, getting pushed, moving into topside river, and eventually start this Nash and one-shot it. With that death cap, it's going to be really quick. They don't have a Kraken Slayer on the Aphelios, so it's slightly slow, but their guns still do a lot of damage. And there we go. There's a start.
Oh my word, that helped.
Yeah,
on the
good
Baron.
night, Baron.
I mean, they've got Gooby ult, they've got Jobu ult. This could get really dicey.
I think it's gone before he gets there.
It is going to be gone, though. There it goes. Secure
Oh
immediately.
my
They find
word.
themselves a hook, but absolutely brutal ult by Yaki, able to save himself, his life there. Smurfy's just tanking absolutely everyone. Shuffle back here, coming in from Nulu. Nulu going to try and get himself the drift out to safety as the rest of natives on the run. Smurfy does go down, shut down, given
They
over
can
to
chase
Gooby.
us.
As Verdant, they are on the chase. They're looking for it. Nulu, though, keep in mind, he's got the damage. And I think it's a bit too risky. A lot of damage coming out there from Rusty Sniper's ultimate as well as PlayStation just trying to be a nuisance with the hook over the wall. Not going to be able to... Well, Terry will be able to hit it. And they are just going for those Baron bases. Oh, Yaki! I think he's in danger. If Rusty Sniper sees him.
Could be in danger. The wave's really far away, though, so I think he's going to be able to walk this one out. They're not going to be able to threaten a dive. Now, I wonder if Verdant fully committed to the chase there, they'd be able to chase, because they had Jolbu's flash, and he wanted to flash that wall. But it was just a Maokai and a Pike with no damage, so they didn't commit. Still, really... I'd argue that's pretty good for Verdant, but it'll be up to natives to see how well they pilot this Baron. You can put Nulu in a side lane now, and you have a bunch of threat onto that tier 2 down bot side. Yeah, exactly. And 6-2 on this Aatrox, he's no slouch either. You could also
the problem is Smurfy did sacrifice himself for the team, so he's a side laner who doesn't have Baron now, so that's always going to be a bit of a problem for them.
Oh, look at the TP down bot.
Oh, Doxy, no, you're in danger, mate. Gonna get slowly chased
There's no
down.
flash.
He's got himself the phase rush on cooldown. One last Q from Smurfy as he's able to secure himself the kill. Meanwhile, PlayStation's in danger. Shirokatami trying to catch him out. Over the wall comes Smurfy. A lot of damage coming in onto PlayStation, but he is able to just about with the Calibrum. Rusty Sniper playing up to his namesake and sniping out the kill onto PlayStation there.
Yeah, the Aphelios Q, the sniper. Really, really rough stuff. But that overextension versus teleport. I think Smurfy must have teleported there. I didn't quite catch it, but still, now the siege coming out on the tier 2, and you gotta imagine this is gonna be free. That pick was crucial. Sets up this and potentially a spike for an item on the next dragon, which spawns in a minute's time. They can also leave here and drop a bunch of vision. Like, you see the vision control they have, and that can also threaten a TP for the side of Nulu. But their front to back is going to be crazy on this dragon. Full reset as a team, and now they're going to open through mid, I imagine, get mid pressure, and yeah, standard stuff, but really, really rough for the side of Verdant.
I'm seeing a vision score, which is always a really controversial one for me. I swear, it sometimes is a bit of an odd one. Anyway, Smurfy needs to run away real quick. He's going to pop the World Ender, get the move speed, and this time fly away using that.
I mean, at the very least, they have lost a bunch of vision in their jungle, but they can take it back now. And I think with Maokai, they can definitely check bushes at least pretty easily, the power of the Maokai. And if they want to force their way into the Dragon Pit, they can just press R. So I imagine Corki now going to pick up this package and maybe TP in to threaten at this dragon. Yaki?
Oh, he's found PlayStation. PlayStation loses a bit of HP, but is able to jump away using that passive to heal back up. They get the shot blast off onto Shirokatami.
Corki's not there.
In goes Yaki in the middle of everyone. They don't have the Corki right yet, but they do have a massive misfortune ultimate. The Infernum does nothing in responses. Oh, Shirokatami almost going down to the empowered rocket there from Errol, and that is probably just going to be soul for Verdant.
Yeah, and we can see the power of this long-range poke. It's just so hard to navigate your way through with a stunned front to back. This is why I think something like Cassante to absorb skill shots or something like this would have been better. But it's Mountain Soul. Mountain Soul goes over to Verdant. I think this can be incredibly rough to play, Hiprain. I don't know what the angle is now for natives.
I mean, the good news is Mountain Soul doesn't scale amazingly into the later game.
Ooh.
As you start to get more and more items, you know, I think it'd be worse if natives picked up the Mountain Soul, because then you have the shields to absorb the poke. But like natives, their damage is very much like an upward, like it's just like it jumps up, right? The longer the fight goes, the more DPS, the more auto attacks that both the Azir and the Aphelios do. That shield goes relatively quickly, but yeah, it's still, you know, it's denial, it's stats. It also, more importantly, I think than the soul, actually gives the Elder spawning a very, very big win condition over to Verdant. Verdant, you know, the soul's nice, but like being able to pick up an early Elder and then just getting a good MF ult, it just guarantees a game win.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to see how the fights pan out. What they need to do is try and find an engage and then play a standard front to back before the poke comes out, but that's such an incredibly tall task versus all these champions. And now you have a blue buff. That's even more spam, more CDR, more mana. It's going to be absolutely rough. Nulu, he sent it a little bit forward. He could summon a tower, I imagine, and hold that as a little fort. Shawi Kitami backing him up. So, going to have to fall back, Verdant, not look for a potential gank. They do have a Maokai ultimate to potentially throw out if they want to, but that is a spell shield on the side of Nulu, so they're going to actually play to top side. You have that side lane threat of Errol, and Errol does have a big shutdown, so that could be a target if natives want to.
Yeah, Nulu having the Banshee's Veil is pretty big for him. It means he's got a little bit more safety to work with.
Yeah, side lane.
Like you said.
Yeah, so the side lane down bot side, they're on a timer. Take a look at that bot wave down there. It's pretty huge. So they're going to pull the trigger now.
Yeah, going to instantly get the cleanse out from the Milio as soon as everyone gets caught out. And Shiwa Katami losing a lot of HP, and Nulu's Q does do a lot, but he really wants to get the auto attacks in to kind of let that stack up. And Errol, with the Malignance and the Rockets, just melting health bars.
Yeah, it's really, really rough with this range. They got to play around the sustain from the Cozy Campfire slowly, but it isn't that much sustain. They at least have the red buff regen and the Severum right now, but that will run out. And they just got to pull the trigger on this Nash. The problem is, when you pull the trigger on the Nash, you're susceptible to poke because of the Baron magic resist shred, so they got to do it fast, and they're just going to go for it.
Yeah, they are going to be going for that one. Jolbu spots it out with the sapling over the wall, double Scryers as well coming in. Baron going down very quickly, and Smurfy actually getting the damage off. They get themselves the kill, but the Baron has been secured. Yaki, low HP. Errol jumps over the wall to try and get the damage in. Nulu actually trying to find the kill, but Gooby able to survive it and able to get away. Smurfy on the run. So much damage coming in from Errol. One reset has made it through. Smurfy now needs to kill Gooby, but Gooby's got himself the Guardian Angel. Same for Smurfy, though, so he should be able to survive a little bit longer. I say that, but they're using everything onto him. In comes Yaki to try and save the day. Onto the rest of the team. PlayStation's got himself in a bit of danger. Uses the ultimate to get away with this grand escape, and Smurfy actually holds his life. Holds his Guardian Angel. 1 versus 4. Smurfy holds, and Yaki comes in with the save.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think the Pike ultimate missed so that they couldn't finish off the Aatrox, and then the healing comes through and they run out of damage. Smurfy absolutely ruining them. 1 versus 4, buying enough time for Yaki to come. They managed to get the mid lane tower, though, and break the base, but still, you're really happy with the side of natives, because that turned a disaster into something managed more salvageable.
Definitely a recovered situation there from natives, because that Baron, that was hella risky, and they were able to make it work in their favor, but they did lose an inhibitor tower mid lane. Inhibitor still stands, more crucially, so they have at least got that to work with, and slowly but surely Rusty Sniper is becoming a champion. The problem is Gooby's ultimates just remove him from the game. Like, there's nothing they can do short of Nulu or Yaki getting on top of Gooby that is going to save Rusty Sniper. And it almost feels like it takes too long to get on top of him. Like, these MF ults are so impactful.
And with Elder spawning in a minute's time, gonna have to see how the Barons get used. Regardless, the side lane winning now for the side of the Aatrox. And they're just going to get continuously pushed in. So it's a little bit of a brutal choke for Verdant right now. And they're going to have to maybe try and find an engage with the Maokai. But it looks like Smurfy is managed to shift down because he has first move. So a little bit scary if you're Verdant.
Smurfy has been, him and Nulu have been the hero of this game.
Smurfy especially, I think.
He's been so impressive.
With that TP earlier on, oh my word. There goes the Nat Banshees.
There it goes. Jolbu losing a lot of HP, actually, there to the Sand Soldiers. They even throw out the ulti from Rusty Sniper, chunking out Jolbu, and with Elder now spawning.
That chunk's enough. Look how low Maokai is.
That chunk is definitely enough, and honestly, Smurfy can just be a complete menace in in the jungle, just denying
It's gone.
entry onto the pit. The dragon, yeah, it is super low. It is basically gone. Smurfy low HP. In they are going to jump. Shirakatami loses a lot of HP, but there goes the Elder. Everybody else now on the run. They do find the lockdown onto multiple members, but with the Elder, with the Execute, they're able to secure themselves a kill onto Rusty Sniper.
Oh,
and now
no.
Doxy is in danger. Remember, this is Elder Dragon up. Doxy flashes away. The slow is on. It's only going to take a little bit more to secure that kill. There it is. Execute shut down for Smurfy. And Natives, they've got no Baron anymore, but they have the Elder. And they just, even though these fights have felt so Verdant favored in certain ways, Natives have just been so on it.
Yeah.
With the objective game.
Really nice play from Natives, chunking out the Maokai, knowing they can start it up, and then flexing that ability to rush down a neutral objective so fast with the Azir and the Aphelios. Now the siege is coming through. Can they defend it versus Zelda?
No. Is the answer. Inhibitor has gone.
See, watch the Nexus
Base
towers.
is open. Smurfy just dealing with a pink ward before he's going to make himself escape out. But yeah, I do think they have to be somewhat careful because, first of all, there's a package on the Corki. Even though they have Elder, they still package into Gooby ult would just absolutely liquefy team. And there is a collector on Gooby as well, so he will be securing those kills with that ult.
Yeah, gonna slow down a little bit. They aren't gonna continue sieging with this Elder Drake. Ping's coming down topside with that Elder onto the tier 2. That's where I'd go to. Nulu heading straight there, and they really want to fight still to flex this Elder Drake. Now, gonna just secure that red buff and the blue buff for the global buffs, and then potentially look for something after. But that tier 2 topside is what I have my eye on, especially since you have pressure on the bot with the super minions already.
I do think it's a way out the package scenario,
Yeah.
though, as well. You don't want to be getting engaged on with that, and I think it should have timed out by now. So, Errol not going to be able... Yeah, there it is. It's gone. So, now I think it's use that Elder, get that pressure on the map, either take this mid, or like you said, take the top lane, secure your team, basically the victory at that point. You're just going to have so much map pressure. It's going to be very hard for Verdant to hold. I mean, they have good wave clear with the Corki and the MF, so I wouldn't say this game is ever over, and the gold is dead tight. Honestly,
It's such a back and forth,
pretty much
isn't
irrelevant.
it?
Yeah.
And with Mountain Soul, you'd expect it to be a little bit more Verdant favored, but they keep finding such good plays on the side of Natives now. Can they continue to use it? How long on this Elder Drake? I do wonder. If our observers could click a Natives champion, that'd be great. I'd love to see how long exactly they have, because it's on a timer. God, the Smurfy. Gonna get his ult popped.
Timed out. No Elder.
There it is.
So it doesn't matter. They're going to be able to set themselves up a tower from Nulu and not pressure anymore. Take that last tower outside the base. Only 4 towers left standing for Verdant in this game.
Yeah. No TP for the side of Natives, so I think Doxy could have gone for that tier 2, but maybe they're not too quite sure on the cooldowns. So Nulu just going to stick around, and they're going to lose their wave down bot side, but ultimately it doesn't really matter. At this stage, individual waves, everyone's pretty much full build anyway. It comes down to execution with Baron coming up as well. Can the poke land? That's the real question. And Nulu's been doing a great job of navigating it with his Banshees.
Well, Baron spawning up. Nulu playing very aggressive, very
No
far
Banshees.
forward. Is got the Banshees, like you said, able to shuffle away. Banshees has now been burst. And Smurfy is being a complete nuisance here on this Aatrox. And the bot wave is a long way away from being a problem. They're going to throw down the Maokai ultimate, but it does not make its connection. And PlayStation loses a lot of health to the
they're
Sand
doing it.
Soldiers. Baron is getting started up. Yaki and Rusty Sniper. Perfect gun loadout as well, by the way. And Nulu's not even here to contest. Jolbu trying to get himself in range, but he's going to lose a lot of HP to Nulu as he gets closer and closer.
Oh my
There
word,
is
the
going
Corki
to
stole
be the Corki steal from the Rocket. That is huge.
Bending, look at the base.
Natives, the base is gone. Verdant, no way did they turn this game around. What the hell?
What just happened? They the threat of the Baron, they decided they didn't even want to contest, and they threatened the end, just completely do out the towers.
That's insane. I can't believe they just pulled that off.
I was so
Verdant, you
focused
mad lads.
on the Baron. I didn't even really notice them in the entrance of the base starting to cross map. I don't know if you did, Hip Rain, but I caught my guard.
No. You literally called it out. I was so focused on that fight. I felt like I was watching Nulu.
Yeah.
And he got that beautiful shuffle to get the Maokai out, and it was perfect. But he didn't account for the Corki Big Rocket, and it just did so much damage. That was absolutely fantastic.
Strange
there,
game.
Verdant.
It was so back and forth, and you thought at one point Natives won, and the other way round, and that ending, I was it's an interesting one. It's kind of peculiar.
Yeah, I mean, they just honestly, really, really well played there by Verdant to close that game out. Because honestly, I felt like that game was done. That felt over to me. And then, like, I don't even know if the Baron was entirely necessary. Like, it definitely helped them. But, like, it was just the quick jump back into the base and just end that game. Really, really heads-up play coming in from Verdant. And they were able to pull that win out. So, we're going to throw ourselves to a quick break. And we're getting ourselves set up for that final game of the day. See you in a moment.
Break it down, break it down. Step on the gas, let's get out of town. We're gonna break out and have some fun. We're gonna do what you never done. Oh yeah, yeah. Come on, take your body with you. It's a money weekend. Everything we wanna, we go do. We go do. It's leisure, we go do.
Can he get the resets? 1, 2, coming through. It is DMG winning the fight. They'll claim 3 as well. Rusty Sniper, the last of the targets to be found. No summoner spells, no way out.
Romeo finds the re-engage into the multi-man counter-strike. The shockwave, too little, too late for Lightside. Flashes away, gets on out of them, will burn down eventually, but Agony Pain goes forward and gets taken down. Ruddy are doing it. They find an ace.